We're entering a new era. The way we work, the way we live, and especially the way that spiritual people are making money now, it's all changing. We're entering the spiritual entrepreneurship revolution, and there are lightworkers tapping into this opportunity, creating income that exceeds their salary from their 9-to-5 job. If you clicked on this video, it's because you want to escape your soul-crushing office job and create a purpose-driven online business. Pay attention because I'm about to show you exactly how you can take advantage of this spiritual entrepreneurship revolution to start a business with virtually no startup costs that can give you the freedom to travel the world while you work from your laptop like I do, all while working at least 4 hours per week. I'm Julia, and if you're looking for the best business model for lightworkers, empaths, healers who feel unfulfilled in their 9-to-5 careers, and you want to do it without having to spend years working 10-hour workdays just to get a decent income, without having to sell thousands of units of a product just to pay for the cost of the stock, and without having to invest your hard-earned money in some risky opportunity like MLM or pyramid scheme, then this short video is for you. And I want you to know I'm talking from experience here. I have traveled to over 60 countries while building a purpose-driven business that allows me to work only 4 hours a week. So yes, the 4-hour work week is actually a real thing. It's not a myth, but it wasn't always this way. I was working 9-to-5 office jobs and I hated it. I felt so unfulfilled, so trapped. Eventually I manifested a job at Google. I thought, okay, finally I will be happy in life. But I felt just as trapped and unfulfilled. So I quit. I booked a one-way flight to Colombia and backpacked around South America to try to become a digital nomad. I tried so many business models, but they all left me broke and unfulfilled. So today we're going to compare the different business models you can have as a spiritual entrepreneur and which one I use to go from broke with almost no followers to 6 figures in less than a month. This is the best beginner-friendly business model that I've seen for spiritual people who want to create an online business. First, let me explain what a beginner-friendly business model actually is. And I'll do that by showing you the way most spiritual people approach starting an online business and why that's the reason that over 90% of them fail. Seriously, if you're trying to start a profitable online business, you don't want to do this stuff. It's deadly. Most spiritual people try to start a business with freelancing, sponsorships on social media, drop shipping or selling physical products on Etsy or becoming an author. But they never take the time to evaluate the business model on a fundamental level. So they never realize that those are not beginner-friendly business models for spiritual people. Now, they are all viable business models, and you can make money with them. However, some business models will allow you to make a lot of money, but will be really, really hard to succeed as a beginner, and others will allow you to make 6 figures in the matter of months. Making this mistake is kind of like trying to start playing a new video game on the hardest difficulty instead of working your way up. So people end up spending tons of time spinning their wheels, and that results in them getting frustrated and most of the time losing all the savings they've invested in it. Now, what if you decided to actually evaluate how beginner-friendly the online business models available out there are before risking your money and time on them? Well, let's do that together now. There are 5 metrics that come into play when deciding on a business model. First one is money needed to start, because most of us spiritual people don't have huge savings to invest. Number 2 is income potential, because you deserve abundance for sharing your gifts. Number 3 is time required, because your energy is precious and needs to be protected. Number 4 is ease of implementation, because most spiritual people aren't tech experts. And number 5 is passive income potential, because true freedom means your income isn't tied to your time. Now let's use these metrics to judge the most common online business models. Let's start with freelancing. This was the first one that I tried. I was a freelance writer. Other common ones are graphic designer, coach, or even spiritual services such as tarot reading. The money needed to start is medium, around $200 to $1,000. You'll need some basic equipment and possibly training or certifications. The income potential is low, between $20 to $200 per hour. Your income is directly tied to your time, creating a clear ceiling. The time requirement is very high. You're constantly trading your time for money, and client work can be demanding. The ease of implementation is medium. You need to constantly market yourself and find new clients. The passive income potential is very low. If you stop working, your income immediately stops. The spiritual cost of this business model is that it often means adapting to clients' demands rather than fully expressing your spiritual gifts. Many freelancers report feeling drained by client expectations and deadlines. Yes, you are location independent, but you still have a boss, which is your client. Next up, let's look at sponsorships, being an influencer on social media. The money needed to start is very low, between $50 to $500. You just need basic equipment for content creation, like ring lights, phone, or a camera. The income potential is medium, between $50 to $2,000 per post. It's highly unpredictable and depends entirely on your follower count. The time requirement is very high. Creating daily content on social media and growing your audience is a full-time job, since posts have a short lifespan. The ease of implementation is hard. Building a large engaged following takes years of consistent effort. The passive income potential is low, as it requires constant content creation to maintain relevance. The spiritual cost of this business model is that many spiritual influencers report feeling pressure to create content that gets engagement rather than content that truly serves. The algorithm becomes your master, not your spiritual purpose. And the sponsorship posts are even harder to get views on, as it can look forced, like you just promoted it to make money. And just like with freelancing, you're not really your own boss, your sponsor is. Next, let's look at selling physical products. This can be selling your spiritual products that you have handmade on Etsy, or it could be dropshipping, where you don't actually store your own products or make your own products even. They're stored at a third party's place. This is what I did after giving up on freelancing. I was selling spiritual products like singing bowls, incense, etc. And then I created a store on Shopify. The money needed to start is medium to high, so between $500 to $5,000. It requires money for ads and store setup, and it can be high cost if you decide to make the products yourself and store them yourself. The income potential is low, between $20 to $300 per sale at most. The profit margins are typically very low. The cost to make the products and the ads will eat up a big portion of your income. The time requirement is high because of customer service, order handling, marketing. These are all time consuming. The ease of implementation is medium. Technical setup and ad management can be challenging. The passive income potential is very low. It requires constant management and marketing. Otherwise, people will not find your store. The spiritual cost with this business model is that many spiritual people struggle with the ethics of selling mass-produced spiritual items, usually from China, that are really bad quality, often feeling disconnected from their purpose. Finally, let's look at becoming an author, writing your own books. Many spiritual teachers dream of writing books to share their message, perhaps getting a book deal with Hay House and becoming a New York best-selling author. The money needed to start is medium, so between $500 to $5K. Publishing and marketing costs can add up quickly. Publishing on Amazon in the Kindle store is the most affordable, as there are no publishing costs, but it's expensive to get an editor, proofreader, or ghostwriter, as well as ads to get your book seen more. The income potential is very low, between $2 and $15 per book. Most spiritual authors earn very little per book, and the publisher, for example Amazon, usually takes a big chunk. So it's a very small profit margin. The time requirement is extremely high. Writing and marketing books takes enormous time investment. So if the book is a flop, you could have wasted a whole year. And it usually takes a few books before one takes off. It's very unlikely that your first book will become a bestseller. And if it doesn't become a bestseller, it's not enough for you to live off this as a business model. The ease of implementation is hard. Nowadays, it's extremely hard to get a book deal without a big following, which means that you have to self-publish on Amazon, and writing, publishing, and promoting books is complex and challenging. The passive income potential is medium. Books online can sell passively, especially if it has many good reviews on Amazon, but it usually requires ongoing promotion and Amazon ads. My first book that I put on Amazon still has no reviews, and I think nobody has actually bought it. I think just one person rented it, and that's that. It was much harder than I thought. The spiritual cost of this business model is that many authors report feeling pressure to water down their message to appeal to publishers or mainstream audiences. Publishers nowadays require you to go on lots of podcasts, podcasts, book tours, speaking gigs, and promote it to your following. Now, do you see how hard it can be to pick the right business model as a spiritual entrepreneur? So now you're probably wondering, Julia, what is the best business model for spiritual entrepreneurs, and does it even exist? Well, let's take a look again at the table and draw the perfect business model for spiritual entrepreneurs together. When it comes to money needed to start, ideally it should be very low, as close as possible to zero, because as a beginner, you don't want to be risking high amounts of money until you have a consistent source of income to pay for it. For income potential, we want something that allows you to make $500 or more per sale, so you only need a few sales per month to replace your 9-to-5 income. Since you don't have a big following yet, it doesn't make sense to have low-ticket products like books and mini courses. For time requirement, we want something that requires minimal time investment, allowing you to work just a few hours per week so you have time for your hobbies, traveling, and spiritual growth. And we want something that's easy to implement so you can implement the business model without having to be tech savvy. We want something that have a very high passive income potential so your content and offerings continue working for you 24/7 for years to come. So you can take months off work like I have to go traveling or do what you love, maybe get a puppy, become a mom, and not having to worry about working your ass off. Now, with all of these set criteria, I can confidently say there's one single solution that fits the bill, and it's the business model that helped me finally become an abundant spiritual entrepreneur after I failed and stayed broke on all the other business models above. I call it the Nomad Freedom business model. The money needed to start is very low, between $20 to $200. All you need is basic equipment you likely already have, like a phone and a laptop. The income potential is very high. It starts from $500 per sale and goes up to thousands. Just a few sales per month can replace a full-time income. The time requirement is low. Once set up, your content attracts clients for you automatically. The ease of implementation is easy. No complex tech skills needed. Just share your spiritual wisdom. The passive income potential is very high. Your content and offerings continue working for you 24/7. This system is built around sharing your authentic spiritual gifts and wisdom, creating deep transformation for others while honoring your energy and values. So, how does the Nomad Freedom business model actually work? Well, bring out a pen and paper or take notes on your laptop, because this is going to change your life and blow your mind. This system eliminates all guesswork on how to create a soul-aligned online business, earning passive income, spreading your light. What many entrepreneurs get wrong is this. If you want to create passive income that makes you money for years, you need to post content with a long lifespan. We're talking about content that can be found on search engines, which have a lifespan of years and years. So no, we're not talking about Instagram posts. They only have a lifespan of max 48 hours, and even less if it's a Facebook or an X post. We're talking YouTube and blog posts specifically. And not only does YouTube function as a search engine itself, but since Google owns YouTube, they also show up on Google. And less than 5% of people on YouTube are actually posting. There might be more competition in the future, but right now it's a blue ocean. The new generation don't watch traditional TV anymore. And you might think, yeah, because they're watching Netflix. True, but not for learning and connecting. Let me ask you something. When's the last time you went to Netflix to learn something or to connect with a real person? Now compare that to YouTube, where over 2.7 billion people go not just to be entertained, but to find answers, feel inspired, and follow creators they trust. And get this, YouTube has more daily users than Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus combined have subscribers. That is wild. And the shift is already happening. Nearly half of YouTube's watch time now comes from TV, which means people are literally watching YouTube on the same screen they used to watch Netflix. So if you're not on YouTube, your dream clients are still watching, they're just watching someone else. YouTube is the new Netflix, except you get to be the star, the guide, and the trusted voice they keep coming back to. There are many different ways to monetize, but I found the best ways have been to In your blog post, in the description, include a link to a course, an online program that you've created, and also to affiliate links for products that you recommend that is relevant to the content you've created. This means that if somebody clicks this link and buys this product, you get a commission of the sale. One that works really well for me is a numerology reading, since I have a very spiritual audience. So I will often recommend that. And since this reading was so life-changing for me, I recommend it to all my followers. I put it in my newsletter, I put it in my YouTube description, in my blog posts, and every time somebody buys this reading, even though it's not me doing the reading, I get a commission. The beautiful thing about YouTube and blogging compared to Instagram and the other social media platforms is that you also get ad revenue. So YouTube will actually pay you for your YouTube videos once you have enough views and followers to be monetized. So you don't even have to sell anything and you will still get money that way. So that way you're creating several income streams through affiliate links, courses and other online products, and ad revenue. So if one of them goes down, you still have two others to keep you up. You also want to capture leads by giving away a free gift, what we call a lead magnet, so you can keep sending them to your content and paid products. Right now, you stand at a crossroads. One path leads to the familiar, the 9-to-5 job that drains your spirit, the paycheck that barely covers your bills, the constant feeling that you're meant for something more. And the other path leads to freedom, a business aligned with your spiritual gifts, income that supports the soft freedom lifestyle you long for, the joy of serving other souls at the highest level, and the time to nurture your own spiritual growth. The choice is yours. Remember what Tony Gaskins said: if you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to build theirs. Just imagine, you wake up every day and you're excited to work. This is because your purpose is your soul's greatest joy. You've manifested abundance for yourself and your family while helping humanity at the same time. You can take months off work, traveling to exotic destinations, because your content brings in revenue on autopilot. However, working for yourself is about so much more than being able to work from exotic places. You're taking charge of your life and living it on your terms. The world needs your spiritual gifts more than ever. Will you answer the call? Now you might be thinking, but I don't know exactly what my passion or what my purpose is. Ask yourself, what do you enjoy doing for fun? What topics do you naturally learn about? The universe has made it easy to find your purpose. It's what you enjoy the most. You also might be wondering, but I don't know what to say in YouTube videos. And the beautiful thing about YouTube is that you can always cut out parts that you don't enjoy. Maybe you stumbled upon your words. Maybe you said an unnecessary sentence you want to remove. Like you don't have to go live. I postponed starting a YouTube channel for 7 years because I was so scared to get started. But if you just follow a template and cut out all the mistakes you've said, then it's so easy, trust me. Another common concern is that you have 9-to-5 and you feel like you don't have time to create content as well. Since you'll be selling a higher priced product that delivers real transformation, you only need around 2 sales per month, instead of selling hundreds of books or drop shipping products, which requires a huge audience or constant ads or marketing. If you're in a traditional job now and you want to transition to becoming a digital nomad, to have your purpose be your business so that you can have more time, have more freedom to live your dream life and enjoy your hobbies, travel the world, then we'd love to have a no pressure clarity call with you where we go through this system with you and hear where you're at. What do you think your purpose is? Maybe you need some guidance on that. This system eliminates all guesswork on how to create a soul-aligned online business, earning passive income, spreading your light, and we're so excited to jump on a call and hear your story and how we can help you implement this system for yourself. So if your heart is saying yes, then take the first step today. The call is 100% free and can be the spark that ignites your dream life. So let me leave you with this. The best time to start was years ago. The second best time is now. If you wait 5 years from now, you'll wish you started today. On your deathbed, you won't regret the dreams you followed, but the dreams you didn't follow. You already have everything you need to create the life of freedom, impact, and abundance. All it takes is the right guidance and the courage to begin.